As we settle into December and prepare for the holidays, gold is giving us a gift of its own, holding firm near that $4,200 mark. Steady, resilient, and moving upward, gold has been in the giving mood all year. Now, here's where it gets interesting. That strength is not coming from just one place. It's coming from a full mix of political tension, shifting expectations around U.S. monetary policy, and a growing sense that people want something solid, something they can actually hold in times of global uncertainty. Gold has always had a long term role as a safe haven asset, and as the world navigates everything from international tensions to economic questions, that role hasn't exactly gotten smaller. These past weeks have been a good reminder of that, and if you're sitting at home wondering why all of this matters to you, well, this is exactly why so many people look toward physical precious metals as part of their long-term planning. Now, before we go deeper into the reasons behind these moves, if you've ever been curious about how physical gold and silver fit into a broader strategy, Goldco makes it incredibly easy to get the information that you need. They've put together a free gold and silver kit that walks through everything in plain English. Just call the number on your screen right now or click the link in the description below to get started. All right, let's unpack what's going on in this gold market. One of the biggest drivers lately comes down to the ongoing conversation around U.S. monetary policy, specifically the next Federal Reserve chair. Now, recent comments around appointing someone who supports lower interest rates have caught the attention of the entire financial world. You see, gold tends to perform well in lower rate environments because the opportunity cost of holding metals declines. And the article notes that speculation around appointing someone like Kevin Hassett has already affected real bond yields, compressing them and nudging more attention towards gold. But that's not the full picture. Geopolitical tensions have also added fuel to the fire. The article highlights several areas of concern, from Venezuela's airspace blockade to conflicts involving China and Russia. These developments introduce new layers of risk into global markets. And historically, when the world gets unpredictable, people look for ways to safeguard their purchasing power. That's where physical gold and silver tend to step in, not as a promise or a prediction, just as long-standing tools people use to bring a sense of stability to their financial landscape. Now, here's where things connect. The article explains that these geopolitical pressures are not just headlines. They're affecting oil routes, trade channels, and supply chains. All of that reinforces gold's role as a form of insulation against uncertainty. You can see why demand for physical metals increases when the world gets complicated. And then we have the economic data piece. Later day releases like the ISM Manufacturing PMI and the ISM Prices Index are being watched closely. If those numbers come in weaker than expected, it could signal a slowing economy, which tends to support expectations of easier Fed policy ahead. On the other hand, stronger data could suggest lingering inflation pressures, which may cool enthusiasm for gold in the short term. According to the article, markets are currently pricing in about an 88% chance of a rate cut in December, a detail that shows just how closely people are watching the Fed's next move. But even through all of this, one thing stays the same: physical gold and silver remain the real, tangible assets at the center of this conversation. And it's always worth drawing that line. So if you're listening to all this and thinking, all right, well, maybe it's time I learn a bit more about how people use precious metals for long-term stability, well, Goldco has something else you're going to appreciate. When you open a qualifying account, you may be eligible for up to 10% in bonus silver or even a free Ronald Reagan half-ounce silver coin. It's a simple way to get started with something real. Just call the number on your screen right now or click the link in the description below to learn more. The world doesn't look like it did 5 years or even 10 years ago, but gold's role has not changed much at all. In moments of tension, uncertainty, or shifting economic expectations, people reach for something they can trust. And physical gold and silver have been a part of that story for a very long time. If you'd like to understand how they might fit into your own long-term goals, those resources from Goldco are a great place to begin. Just call the number on your screen or click the link below and they'll walk you through everything step by step.